Hello, everyone. Today, once again, I've got James joining me for a financial advice Q&A. Hello, James. How are you?
Hi, Anthony. Doing really great. Thanks very much. Yep. Hi, everybody.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, question I've had today, I've got lots of questions for you, but we need to do them one at a time. Otherwise, we'll be here forever. So the first question is, I have a lot of equity in my property, but no cash. Is there any way I can turn that equity into a deposit to buy a property for renovation or buy to let or something along those lines?
Yeah, really great question. And the short answer is absolutely yes, there is a way of doing that. We'd always say go and speak to somebody who you know and trust who can advise you in that scenario and look at your specific circumstances and the money, your income and outgoings. But yeah, in theory, that is certainly possible. We would say to look at starting up an SPV, so you could purchase that property and it would be ring fenced and safe, sat in an SPV there, and you could raise some capital on your current property from that equity to purchase whatever property it is you're looking at getting. The money would usually come through in arrears, in installments, so you would need to have some sort of deposit ready to start things rolling, and you'd need to look at a timetable of what you need to do to the development property you're thinking of developing, how much it's going to cost, and working that out on a timeline. So, if there's windows that need replacing, central heating needs replacing, it needs plastering, whatever it might be, you need to have a sort of timetable as to how you're going to go about that, so you can do it within a timely manner, just so that you're not left, 6 to 18 months time, still needing stuff to do, and obviously you need to be renting that out as soon as possible to make it worth your while.
So you could raise the deposit and some of your development costs from an existing property,
Yeah,
and then basically once you buy your renovation project, you can get, I think, upwards of 90% of the development cost, but they're paid in arrears. So effectively, if it's say £40,000 worth of development costs, they might pay you in stages of £10,000 in arrears. So you'd need
right.
to have also the first £10,000 to cover your initial development costs until your first payout, and then it
That's
carries
right.
on from there.
Yeah,
Um,
just keeps the process smooth from the get go. So the moment you get the keys, you can be in there, and you've got your workforce ready to go.
in terms of interest payments, I have been looking, and the interest rates on development finance pro rata have not increased as much as the rates on residential or buy-to-let mortgages. They're basically not even double what they were last year. Last year you could find development finance at say 0.6%, and now you can find at 0.9, 1%, 1.2 maximum. And I understand that you can also roll up the interest so that you can pay the interest at the end, so you don't have any payments in between. But from my experience, that brings us into the type of project that you're going to look at. You mustn't get too ambitious if you're doing something of this type, because you've raised money against an existing property, which could be your home. You're on bridging finance. The clock is ticking. So, in my opinion and my experience, I would strongly advise against buying anything that needs major building work, structural work, or anything that is unpredictable, because it is literally Murphy's Law. What can go wrong will go wrong. And what you plan to take 6 months could end up taking a year or 18 months, and that could wipe you out if things go wrong. But if the
Yeah,
property is structurally fine, and you have a timetable, again, in the past, what I've done is I've insisted on a certain period between exchange and completion, so that as soon as I exchange and I know the property is secured, I book everything, windows, rubbish clearance, everything. And literally you complete 3, 2, 1, go. And you got to get on with it, and you have to have it done and turned around in 4 to 6 weeks so that it can go
Okay.
back on the market, or you can exit to buy to let or rent it or whatever you're going to do with it.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, it's well worth at this. If you're thinking about doing that at this stage, really talking to a professional and planning it out and having a plan from start to finish. Things can and do go wrong, but if you've got a plan, it makes it far easier to remedy along the way. But yeah, I think that's great, Anthony.
Okay, so if anybody's thinking of anything like this, is it worth them to get in touch with you to run some ideas past you? And if they've got a property in mind, and you can take a look at their existing property, their equity, their situation, and perhaps give them some pointers?
Absolutely. Yeah, do feel free to get in touch via email, via telephone. Either's absolutely good, but more than willing to have those conversations.
Oh, there you go. So if you are sitting on some equity and you want to make things happen, you don't necessarily have to have the cash in your pocket burning a hole. You might be able to still make it happen. So if you have any questions on this or anything to do with property financing, contact James anytime and he'll be more than happy to help you with everything. James, as always, it's a pleasure. Thank you very, very much. And we'll keep it to one question per video so we don't run out of time. And thank you, everyone, and we'll see you in the next video.
Thanks, Anthony.
Bye.